me something. What do you know about Wakanda? It's a third world country. Textiles, shepherds, cool outfits, all front. Explorers have searched for it. Called it El Dorado. They looked for it in South America. But it was in Africa the whole time. I'm the only one who's seen it. And made it out alive. The world is changing. Soon there will only be the conquered and the conquerors. Step into the spotlight. You are a good man. Step into the spotlight. With a good heart. And it's hard for a good man to be a king.
Well, the trailer for Black Panther is finally here, which means the next exciting Marvel trailer is going to have to be Infinity War. Now I'm here to talk about the exciting new trailer, which is for none other than Black Panther as he loads.
I bring you greetings from the kingdom of Wakanda.
Yeah, let's switch to the bottom. I thought he was level. I thought I heard level them to level 20. Okay, apparently those were only the Star Wars characters. So that is a terrain. It is. I'm using the Dinosaur World theme. I think I have a Groot skyline, which I like to use. I remember having a World War Hulk thing. I dropped my power disc. A Groot. I remember having a Hulk one. I have to check my. I remember having a Hulk one. We'll see what the Groot sky is. See if that works. Pretty sure it's a sky. No, it's a terrain. My mistake. So I'm just going to use the Dinosaur World because it fits for none other than Black Panther, whose trailer was kind of a miss for me. Oh good, it started right away. I honestly didn't care for the trailer. I thought the trailer was lackluster. I'm going to put it on mute because then I can get kind of my thoughts out without being too distracted. I honestly don't like Black Panther's gameplay in this. It's hard for me to figure out. But anywho, I really do not care for Black Panther. Black Panther was probably one of the strongest parts of Civil War, but I really didn't care. Civil War had a lot of mistakes for me. Just the fact that this is technically the first spin-off character. When you think about it, it's the first real spin-off movie when you think of it, because it's a Captain America spin-off film. At the same time, it doesn't really count. Actually, no, Spider-Man is actually the first spin-off film when you think of it. I just love this movie because I can spam it. What do I think of the trailer? Well, it looks interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this film goes because I heard it's either going to go one of two ways. I heard that it's a political film, at the same time it's a coming-of-age film, which is interesting. I don't have any opposed to that because Black Panther is a king after all. And he kind of needs to have... I agree that he's too young, and it does work for the character. I forgot what Super was. And it does work for the character in the sense that, hey, he kind of forgot who... He doesn't know how to rule, which works for the character in its place, considering he did sign up with Iron Man. I think in actuality, if he... people argue that, hey, Black Panther's Team Iron Man. No, he's not. I'd argue... After the film, he wasn't. he became Team Captain America, and I'm gonna bitch about Captain America Civil War because it's so easy. Oh, I really... Black Panther is the equivalent of Spider-Man in it. Is the equivalent of Spider-Man in the Civil War arc. If you read the comics of Civil War, you know Spider-Man's kind of the in-betweener. Doesn't really have a side. And it's kind of like he supports both causes, and I think that works for it worked well for Black Panther in the movie. I felt like Spider-Man was shoehorned in Civil War, and I didn't like it. Because he had no character development. Black Panther felt like Spider-Man's role, and I liked it. I didn't hate Black Panther. I think Chadwick Boseman did a great job portraying the character, and I can't wait to see it.
Security.
And they better have Winter Soldier, which I should have put down as the base character, but I figured, oh, you know, White Tiger fits better for Black Panther because, well, it's Black Panther. But what do I think of the trailer? I think they made a huge mistake doing rap music. This isn't a Defender show where they can get away with rap music because it's street heavy. Wakanda, Black Panther is more of like a national story. It's not like boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna beatbox, yo. I felt like it was unnecessary, but I didn't think it needed music. Actually, I think it was fine just like showing off the story. But remember, it's a teaser trailer, so they're not gonna show off much. I thought the scene where he was like on the... My favorite scene, oh, it's hard to choose one, because there's two scenes I really like. It's the car one, which they intentionally made to look badass. But I think it was the nice scene when he's hunting Claw's men. That's gonna be really interesting, and I think Black Panther has one huge problem for it, is that they don't have any original characters at the moment. Even Black Panther isn't original to his film. This, again, like Spider-Man Homecoming, probably takes place in the... I'm gonna bet money on this. Spider-Man Homecoming is going to start in the middle of Civil War, probably at the beginning of Civil War. Black Panther has to begin within the middle and the ending. Black Panther has to start in the middle of Civil War when he becomes king, but they also have to show T'Challa dying because it's his own film. It's kind of weird. They need to explain the Black Panther. Maybe he's the Black Panther before he's king, or they have to do something where they explain his character and who he is. I'm looking forward to Killmonger. I was mainly concerned about Killmonger. It's like, oh, how are they gonna screw up Killmonger? And like, oh, I kind of like Killmonger. His mask is kind of cool. They went for a cool T-Rex mask. I felt like we don't know anything about this film. All we know is the mask. Some of them we get general. Maybe the plot, they're like, okay, this is the premise. Black Panther, we don't know what the premise is. He's just defending his city. There's not really a problem. Well, you can see a problem amongst the tribes if you watch the trailer and know a little bit. But I'm surprised they went with Killmonger for the first villain. I was expecting Man-Ape, which, in my opinion, is Man-Ape's my favorite Black Panther villain. I know people are gonna say, what about Claw? It's like, I viewed Claw more as a Fantastic Four villain, to be honest. Not a Black Panther villain, but he works, I guess. But again, I wasn't a big fan of Claw. I felt like, again, like how Spider-Man was, he was kind of rushed into his own MCU. I won't lie, Andy Serkis is a great actor. I think people undermine him as an actor in general. They forget he's Gollum. So yeah. One thing I really didn't like, which I cannot stand, I said this once, I think it's going to give people the wrong idea of the movie. And it's not... People are going on, I was like, oh, this is the first African-American superhero movie. No, Steel beat that to the punch already. It's the first Marvel live-action African-American superhero movie, which I'm looking forward to. I'm glad Black Panther. Got it. I like Black Panther. He's a cool character. He's probably more New Avengers, which I like what they're doing.
I really am tired of
If you don't know what I mean, I phrase stuff differently than most people. Black Panther was not an original team. Well, yet again, the original team wasn't the original team. The original team was Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, Captain America, and Hawkeye. But in every interpretation of Black Panther, whether it be animated or not, he is not a founding member. He's kind of a new Avengers member. He's the second, almost the second iteration of the Avengers. In fact, in Avengers Assemble, the TV show, he is the leader of the new Avengers after the Avengers disappear for some reason. It's based off Secret Wars, which I do not have a pose of. Black Panther is a wise and sage character. He does deserve it. And other new Avengers characters I consider... I think that's what Phase 2 and Phase 3 are mainly about, is building up the next Avengers, the next iteration of the team. So let's see, Ant-Man is not a member of the Avengers. He is not. At this moment in time, he is not a member of the Avengers. Neither is... Actually, I think Black Panther counts as a member, because he signed the Accords, but then he kind of backed out. Actually, no, he's an independent. As of this moment, he's not an Avenger.
Do not toy with me.
So even then, Black Panther is not an Avenger. Peter Parker, he's kind of trying to become an Avenger, which I don't like because Spider-Man really isn't an Avengers character. He's kind of his own character. But how do you know what Avengers character is? Well, if they're on the team, Spider-Man does become part of the team, but he's not really associated with the team. Like Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. That's the equivalent of the Trinity in the MC. That's the equivalent of the Holy Trinity of the DCEU. But you associate them with Avengers. You think Vision. You say, oh, Avengers. Scarlet Witch. I think. Anyway, let's talk more about the trailer. We didn't get to see much action. It's kind of more speculation at this point. It does look good, but I'm mainly worried because we don't know a plot, and it seemed like this film was rushed. It really was. They revealed the cast around San Diego Comic-Con, which, okay, I can understand. San Diego Comic-Con, good time to reveal the cast. I loved last year's San Diego Comic-Con for Marvel, and I can't wait this year's San Diego Comic-Con. Quick side note, I'm going to be following the Flash panel to the T when the trailer drops up in Legends tomorrow, because I'm looking forward to Legends tomorrow. But Marvel hasn't dropped their schedule yet, so I'm going to be interested. But I love last year's San Diego Comic-Con. If they give us another trailer for Black Panther, or in D23, which I will be attending the event for the live-action stuff, so I will be like, oh boy, I can't wait. Oh boy, they revealed Killmonger. Oh my goodness, Killmonger Bob Final. Yeah, I'm surprised Manape is in a big role. Again, like I said, we're writing off speculations, and to me, I'm speculating that this is going to be kind of Batman meets The Purge. And what I mean by that is Black Panther seems like a Batman character already. Well, look at his face. He has the pointy ears. I actually don't mind Black Panther. Again, Black Panther is pretty badass. And I think that's gonna do pretty well. I think people just undermine Black Panther as a badass character altogether. I wish I had the vibrating knives to power this. But Black Panther is a badass character, and I think that gets undermined by so many people. Like, oh boy, look at his costume. Yeah, what do you have against Black Panther's costume? It's badass. It's definitely going to be made out of vibranium, and it does look like they're going to explain the origin of the Black Panther a little bit. I actually want them to do what they do with Watchmen, because the Black Panther is not just T'Challa's title, it's the title of all the previous Black Panthers, so they could do what they do with Watchmen, where they show like the evolution of their teams, and then have it conclude with T'Challa being inducted, which I would like to see. I think that'd be like a great introduction. But then I can say, oh, that's stealing from Watchmen, which Watchmen is not a bad film. It's the most. It's like Scott Pilgrim in that it's probably the most accurate you're going to get. But Edgar Wright is a fantastic director. I don't know why he left Ant-Man, but Ant-Man could have used him. Because if you watch Edgar Wright stuff, I'm gonna bitch about Edgar Wright for a minute. I'm sorry. Edgar Wright is a fantastic director, and he gets undermined in probably most of his films. His genius is not appreciated in the time. But yeah. Why am I upset about Eric Killmonger? It looks like this is just gonna be a. This is set to be a political film, but it also looks like it's going. I don't know what Black Panther wants to be. I think it's gonna be a political film. I really think so, because that's what Black Panther... Black Panther isn't like Captain America, where they can get away with political themes and it working. But in a way, it works for Black Panther's character in the MCU, because he is a king and he needs to work on kind of evolving. He isn't the leader he is yet. He is not King T'Challa. I have a problem saying his name. He isn't at a level that you would expect your king to be at. He's kind of learning. So I'd say coming of age means politics. Spider-Man Homecoming is definitely Homecoming. Homecoming is definitely coming of age. I wouldn't... If this was a political film, I would not mind. Don't bring Trump into this. A lot of political films kind of lose sight of what they're trying to teach. And I think especially that one.
I have returned. Where was I?
But it's gonna be interesting. I think Black Panther is so far 2018 the most interested I've been in a Marvel project. 2018. I'm looking forward to it. I think Black Panther's gonna be interesting. It's the only trailer we got of 2018 stuff because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. hasn't. Production hasn't started. They haven't teased us. They're like, oh boy, Ghost Rider's gonna be the. Main villain. It's not main villain. The main focus of the season, which he wasn't. He kind of just showed up at the end. I'm being honest. But Black Panther has so much going for it. It could be a great film. The cinematography looks pretty good. Black Panther looks haunting. You need. Oh. I didn't level up. I was like, did I unlock an achievement or something for Black Panther? No, you didn't, you fool. Aw. But yeah, since it's summertime, I have a lot more free time. I will probably try and get the rest of... I know I keep saying this. I'll try and get the rest of Disney figures. They're like $1 now, especially like on Netflix. Not Netflix, Amazon. So I'll probably pick them up and be like, okay, here, I'm gonna play as Baloo, show off some gameplay and talk about his film. But I'm interested about Black Panther. Black Panther is probably the... I'm intrigued. The thing is, we don't know much about the plot of Black Panther. We've just been teased stuff. He's like, he's trying to be a king. He's trying to understand what it's like to be a king. And it's like, okay, that's kind of like Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming got decent reviews, 92. I'm not looking forward to it as much as the other. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I was more interested in. I thought that was going to be the better film. I'm not interested in Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok looks interesting, but we'll cover that on Monday. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm sorry that I was babbling for 18 minutes about what I thought of the film. Some Edgar Wright stuff. I'm surprised Manape isn't the main villain. I'm going to talk about Claw. Actually, again, I'm going to sit back to what I said earlier. Quick side note, actually, don't leave yet. That Black Panther doesn't have any characters of its own to claim. I like to point out Claw and Everett Ross. Just to say some. And also, this is not the first time that Benedict Cumberbatch and Steve Martin have been in... Oh, not Steve Martin. Martin Short. No. Martin Freeman. There. Are in the same universe together, besides Sherlock, I like to point out. Dr. Hobbit. Actually, a character I want them to show up in probably Black Panther 2. I'm gonna get a lot of complaints from this. I would like to see White Tiger or White Wolf. Because essentially they are the same character. White Wolf, I think, was a predecessor to Ava. This White Tiger, which would be interesting because then you can introduce Jade, but I'd argue that's hindering on Vixen copyright. It really is. I think they exist in the same world. They are pretty much the same character. I'm gonna give this guy up to level 20 so I can just don't have to grind. So I'm gonna talk some more about Black Panther. Yes, 20. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys tomorrow, well, Monday, as we talk about Thor Ragnarok. Until then, if you tell me in the comment section below what you guys thought of the Black Panther trailer. I could done with all the rapping. It was pretty good. Again, we don't know nothing. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for Black Panther, and see you guys next time as we talk about Thor Ragnarok.